Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We are on 273 as I'm currently recording. Nearly on 300 as well. 500 before the end of the year. Yeah, let's get straight into it. Now, as you guys know, obviously David Moyes is pretty much gone by the end of the season. And we've talked about this on the channel already. But one thing we haven't talked about yet, and I was holding back on doing this, but every week it's been bothering me, and it's still bothering me now because it's still happening. Pundits and people that don't watch us week in, week out. Let me take this glass off. The infamous phrase, be careful what you wish for. Now, it's been done on TalkSport. You know, the Andy Goldsteins, the Darren Bents, you know, the people that, you know, just spout nonsense every week. Simon Jordan, who spouts nonsense every week. Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara, who are literally there just to rattle people. Alan Shearer, be careful what you wish for. Stuart Pearce, who's worked at the club. Lost all respect from me. Be careful what you wish for. What do West Ham fans want from Rio Ferdinand? Paul Merson, despite the fact that he won you a trophy, and I think West Ham fans have to be careful what they wish for. I am begging, this is a message to their Twitter account, Brian's Gun. If you can do a compilation of all the pundits saying, be careful what you wish for, that would be magnificent. Thank you very much. I also wanted to watch the new SDS podcast today. I wanted to skip straight to the West Ham segment to see what they were saying. And big up SDS, by the way. But there was obviously it was a bit of a debate of Abs Busquets stated facts about what David Moyes, his character, stuff we even on this channel that we haven't even talked about. His character and the system of the players that he has and trying to get the best out of them. Star player said that we disrespected David Moyes and he should go out on his own accord. And I get the whole thing of, oh, because you're 8th now and you bring another manager and go back to 14th. I said this before and I'll say it again. If we bring in another manager and they finish below what David Moyes has finished, it doesn't mean that David Moyes would have got us higher. Because if you got a form table, the reason why we're struggling in 2022 in the 22-23 season is because that was going on since the end of 2021. That's what people don't know. We were still challenging for European spaces, as similar to this season, but we weren't getting battered. We were playing better with a worse squad, with players that couldn't pass a ball less than the team that we have now. And the exact same thing is happening now, where we had a good start to the season, but I was still saying then, this is not enough, because I know there's levels to these players. There's levels to the attackers that we have. The Paquetá, Kudus, Bowen, they could go to a higher level. And then we never got to see that higher level. And from January since, it's been shit. The reason why we're 8th now is because everyone in the league around us has also been just as inconsistent. Brighton fell off a cliff. Newcastle have improved. Chelsea are up and down. Man United are up and down. Who else is around us? I don't remember. And we've only just seen Bournemouth come up, with their manager, the past few months, especially in 2024. And it was that Burnley game where they beat Burnley at home, Bournemouth, that they really started to click from then till now. And I feel like if you watch us week in, week out, you'll understand that. And the problem is, my problem with this whole thing is, this be careful what you wish for nonsense needs to stop. Because let's use everyone's logic. Let's use everyone's logic for sentimental value. So if we was to go off pure sentiment, or for what pundits think managers have done a good job, let's look at Newcastle. Should Newcastle have kept Steve Bruce just because he kept them afloat and he didn't get relegated with them? No, they got Eddie Howe, and they could have 2 European seasons in a row full of Europe. With Aston Villa, should they kept Steven Gerrard? No. They were fighting for relegation. By the way, we could still finish 14th, 13th. That's still possible. And we're going to lose to Luton and Manchester City. There's no looking past that. It's not going to motivate anyone to play for Moyes at the Luton game. What it's going to do, though, is get the fans to give him a good send-off. That's all it's going to do. It's not going to get the players to perform better, because the players have been done. They've stopped playing for him. One thing that star player did say on his SDS video that was a good point was the defence. But Fuad on the video also made a good point about, isn't it up to him to organise this defence? He is the defence man. He is the player that wanted these defenders. He is the player. He's the guy who approved Mavropanos. Yes, he wants a Maguire. Maguire would have made a difference to the 6-0s, the 5-0s, etc. Especially with the structure that we've been put in place. He shouldn't have approved the contracts of Cresswell. You know, the fact that we're still playing Vladimir Sufa. Now, Ben Johnson, as much as I don't rate Ben Johnson has been much better than Sufa this season, and Ben Johnson's been barely even played. And I don't even want either of them at this club. Now, back to the be careful what you wish for stuff. Should Palace be careful what you wish for Roy Hodgson? Because they always finish 13th, or they should aspire to be better because of the attacking players that they have with Eze and Elise, Jefferson Lerma, Czech Decore, who is injured and will come back, and I'm sure he'll be fine. They signed Adam Morton. They've got now got a new right back in Daniel Munoz, playing right wing back, who had a terrific performance against Manchester United yesterday. Joachim Anderson, Mark Gurhey, Tyrick Mitchell. It's actually an alright 11/14 players that they've got. I don't think I missed anyone. Bateta's come into form. Before, he didn't even look like a footballer under Vieira and Hodgson. The only thing you can really see is that he had the physicality to pin a defender and turn him. But be careful what you wish for does not work in football. If we was to go off sentiment and go off the fact that we won a trophy last year, so we should keep him this year, that is going off sentiment. That's not going off logic or watching what we're doing. Now, if we're talking about West Ham, what do West Ham fans expect? When I'm going into the London Stadium and I'm bidding the home that I've been at for so long, Upton Park, etc., I'm now looking at it as, okay, they've promised us to take us to the next level. Now, we all know the owners are crooks. The owners are straight up crooks. But what they did say is, we're going to take you to we're going to go to the next level. Okay, we'll keep your word for that. I will make sure that you stand by those words. So here's what happened. We fucked it up until when we rehired David Moyes. David Moyes has brought us to a standard that he cannot maintain. And the reason why we're 8th now, again, as I said, the purple patch at the start of the season. And the reason why we were praising these players, and the reason why Paquetá, Kudus and Bowen were looking so good, even though Bowen was playing in a 9, most of his goals were coming off the right still. The reason why Paquetá and Kudus were doing so well is because in moments they could come alive. But in general performances, the reason why they couldn't express themselves to the highest level is because of the system. It's because they were roaming around. It's because they were swapping around themselves. But we stopped seeing that fluidity. Moyes stopped allowing them to be more fluid in the second half of the season, which again is down to him. The reason why James Ward-Prowse was getting praised was because of goals and assists. James Ward-Prowse is actually better than he looks in terms of a footballer, in my opinion. I know a lot of fans don't think so. But under Hassan Hüttl, especially, and at Southampton in general, when they played a 4-4-2 or 4-2-2, Oriol Romeo sat off and James Ward-Prowse sat in a box-to-box midfield where he could go up and down, and he didn't look that... didn't look like a fish out of water, didn't look out of his depth. And that's the reason why, it's because of the system. But Ward-Prowse has also been playing in a 10, playing off the left all season. The problem is with a lot of YouTube shows, radio shows, TV shows, West Ham are not represented because we're not clicks. We don't get clicks. But when they do talk about us, everyone seems to be an expert on West Ham United. My problem is that there is no West Ham representative on anything. So unless you're calling up a YouTuber, there is no West Ham representative. Because as I just said, there is no clicks. There is no clicks in West Ham. So there is no one there to speak up for us. Now, you might see on the occasional YouTube show with YouTubers, but in terms of the general worldwide scale and the popular scale and the commercial scale, you won't see a West Ham representative. So we're here just getting beat like a dead horse. And I'm constantly seeing hypocrisy all the time. So let's be careful what you wish for stuff. What also makes me laugh now is that now we're apparently disrespecting David Moyes for allowing a technical director to do his job and find a new manager. Did we disrespect Slaven Bilic and Manuel Pellegrini by hiring David Moyes, which was it was the same situation? I've never seen a manager being defended like this. I'm gone past being angry about it because he's leaving. And to be honest with you, as much as I don't want Julian Lopetegui in this job, they're probably going to get onto Julian Lopetegui because of the fact that David Moyes is gone. So they'll be preying on his downfall. So let's hope he succeeds and proves me wrong. Because I don't want him. I don't want him at all. I have no choice to get behind him, but I don't get behind the decision of hiring him. And I cannot hide behind the fact that there's a lot of people out there, West Ham fans, I'm talking to you now, that, okay, I agree with you with the whole David Sullivan thing. I agree with you with the fact that David Sullivan is running a club really poorly and he always has been. So why are you backing the decision of Lopetegui then? The fact that we're forced to get behind him? Because what you're allowing is David Sullivan to get away with another decision. Because if this goes wrong, who are you going to blame? David Sullivan. So, yeah, give everyone a chance. But you're approving all of these decisions. So it is what it is. That's my take on it. That's my take on everyone. Anything I haven't addressed, put it in the comments, and then I'll talk about it maybe tomorrow, maybe in another video. I'm doing a watch along tonight for the PSG Dortmund game, 7:45. Be there. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Social media's up in the description if you want to follow me in the email for the inquiries. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.